Hey everybody, in this video we are going to be comparing the Canon T5i to T3i and seeing how 2 years of camera evolution affects the performance of the camera as well as the final image quality. So the first camera is the T3i. This is Canon's kind of basic entry-level camera that was released in early 2011. It was pretty advanced for the time and it is still pretty much the same features, same lens mount, same quality of build, and same design as we're seeing today with the latest and brand new cameras. Next, we have the T5i, and like the name suggests, it was released 2 years after in 2013. The build is almost identical except for a couple of tweaks that are more targeted towards filmmakers and YouTubers with video in mind on this camera. And we also have a couple of other minor button changes. The biggest thing to note about this specific camera, the T5i, is that it does have a touchscreen and it is embracing the times of 2013. There was no major touchscreens on anything really in 2011, which is why you don't find that on the T3i, but the T5i does have that and is a feature that is in all of the latest Canon cameras right now. But other than those external features, how do the cameras perform? Sure, one may do a little bit better when it comes to filmmaking because it does have some hardware features that help it, but how do they compare when actually taking a picture? One thing that I like to do a lot with my cameras is to take a lot of pictures really fast. So I'm into high-speed photography, and having a nice drive system where you can get multiple frames per second is really important to me. On the T3i, I did test it and compare that to the T5i, but just specs alone, the T3i can do 3.7 frames per second according to Canon's website, and the T5i can do 5 frames per second. That's really not a lot compared to today's latest cameras. Your iPhone can do a lot, and my GH4 can do 69 frames per second with electronic shutter or 12 with mechanical. So they're not the greatest, but that is one thing that is actually a benefit of the T5i, is that it does have a better drive system and it can take more pictures per second. However, during my testing, I noticed that when I'm in manual mode, it takes 3 really fast and then the rest of the pictures are really slow. However, in auto, it does all of them at the exact same speed. A little strange, something to keep in mind. Okay, finally, let's take a look at the pictures. They were both shot using a 50mm lens, and they were both stocked down to the same aperture, same shutter speed, same white balance. So any coloring difference should not really exist at all. I didn't touch any of these pictures, no color correction, no level changes, nothing of that sort. So go ahead and take a look at all these pictures and see which one you like better. Okay, here are the results. And after looking through all these pictures, I really didn't notice a major difference between the two. I think the evolution of these cameras is mainly making it user-friendly and easier to use with features that customers are requesting. Not so much time is being focused on the actual quality of the pictures because they're really good as it is. Not a lot of work needs to be done to improve the quality of pictures. Now, if we go from something like a T5i to a 1DX, you're going to see a big difference because of the megapixel quality change, and it's just an overall better camera. But while we're sticking in the same line of cameras, only 2 years difference really doesn't make a big change. And if I put the T3i side by side with the T7i, I don't think you're going to notice much of a difference with photo quality. Now, granted, you are going to find a lot of differences with video, because video on the T3i is not great, but it's a little bit better on the T5i. It's all something to keep in mind. But there you go. Those are the differences of a T5i versus a T3i and how camera technology has evolved over a period of 2 years. I'm surprised not a lot has really changed. It's mainly hardware features that customers are wanting, and picture quality is not that different. But there you go. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. This is Mark, and I'll see you in the next one.